Welcome to the Jersey City Medical Center show. Today I'm really excited to have our guest, our Chief Nursing Officer, who's been with the Medical Center for 25 years. Can you believe that? But she does a great job. She's led our organization to be one of the leaders in nursing throughout New Jersey. And we're very excited to have her on our show today. Her name is Rita Smith, Dr. Rita Smith, and we'll be right back with her in just a few seconds.
Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, Jersey City. Hudson County's only monument maker, serving all faiths and cemeteries. Design, studio, and launch inventory on site. Cemetery inscriptions and custom orders welcome. Burns Brothers Memorials, Monuments, and Markers, 787 Tunley Avenue, just south of Secaucus Road. Craftsmanship that will last for all eternity. Burns Brothers, Jersey City, Albert H. Hopper, North Arlington. Visit us on the net. Consumer Carpets, 3408 Kennedy Boulevard in the Jersey City Heights, your one-stop store for residential and commercial floor treatments, carpeting, linoleum, tiles, laminates, hardwood floors, area rugs, remnants, all major brands, all in stock. Free estimates, same-day installation. Consumer Carpets, it's savings, selection, installation. Credit cards and debit cards accepted. Financing available. Consumer Carpets, price to fit your budget, installation to fit your schedule. On the net at consumercarpets.com. Consumer Carpets, Jersey City, 201-792-2712.
Good Friend Self-Storage in North Bergen, New Jersey is a fully climate-controlled facility equipped with state-of-the-art security, packing supplies, a Refer a Friend program, and multiple loading docks convenient for commercial use. Located just off of Route 3 at 4301 Tunley Avenue, Route 1 and 9. Call 201-867-2444 or visit us on the web today. Good Friend Self-Storage. Let us be your good friend.
So welcome back to the Medical Center show. Rita, I'm so excited to have you here today.
It's good to be here.
Rita, for everyone who doesn't know Rita, she's been with the Medical Center for over 25 years.
Sure.
Actually worked at the old Medical Center.
Yes, I did.
Has been our Chief Nursing Officer for many years. Actually, when I came here, told me we had a vision for making nursing the best in New Jersey, and she has really worked very hard to do that. So Rita, tell us a little bit about yourself, your family, kind of how you started at Jersey City Medical Center.
Well, actually, I was at Riverview before I came here, and I came to Jersey City. I was actually recruited up to Jersey City as a director.
Okay.
And there was something about Jersey City Medical Center that just sucked me in. It's the 7th place I've worked in 3 states. And it just, there's something about it. Everybody knew why they were there. You know, we had no money at the time, and it was a struggle in the old medical center, but there's something about the culture and about people's understanding of community and what patients need and what we need to do for them. So it sucked me in, and I stayed.
Okay.
And I, you know, over time wound up in one position after another.
So when you started at the Medical Center, what did you start as?
I started as the Director of Med-Surg.
Okay, and now Rita serves as our Chief Nursing Officer and responsible for all of nursing throughout Jersey City Medical Center. You also have a Doctor of Nursing.
I do.
Right?
I do.
You know, we have quite a few advanced degrees at Jersey City Medical Center, right? Tell me a little bit about kind of what that's all about. Why are we so focused on advancing?
Well, actually, I was in the first class of Doctorate of Nursing in the state of New Jersey, and it's been my belief that if you're going to lead a profession, you need to have the top credentials in a profession. So I was very pleased when Rutgers, UMD&J at the time, started their DNP program. And I was chosen to be in the first class, finished that. I think the year you got there is when I actually finished my DNP. And I think that it's something that if you're going to lead, you have to lead. And I'm very proud because most of my leadership team now either has their doctorate or they're working on their doctorate.
So how many of our nursing leadership have a doctorate now? About 5 or 6?
At least. We're sort of working down the ranks now.
Right.
A couple of the directors either have it or are getting it. Right. And certainly the associate vice presidents do, and a lot of the directors of practice and quality have their doctorate.
Wow. You know, it's interesting because we just had our Magnet survey, and we'll talk a little bit more about Magnet. But during that survey, they also talked about the number of our nurses who have bachelor's degrees and even advanced degrees.
Right.
It's a pretty high number when compared to the rest of the state, right?
We actually have more baccalaureate prepared nurses in advanced degree nurses than anybody in the state.
Than anyone else in the whole state of New Jersey?
We do. We made that decision when we first started on the magnet journey. We made the decision to affiliate and to associate with all the schools of nursing for baccalaureate and master's at the time, and that's how we were going to do our recruiting. So as they started relationships with us, we started relationships with them and
with
just
the different
started
colleges and
different
universities.
colleges and universities. And we're lucky in this part of the state because we're so densely populated with
Right.
schools of nursing. So we decided then if we're going to build this structure of quality and improved outcomes, everybody already knows that if you have baccalaureate prepared nurses or certified nurses, you have better quality outcomes.
Right.
So we just decided to embark on that journey as part of the magnet journey.
So what percentage of our nurses have at least a bachelor's degree?
About 87% of our
Wow.
nurses do.
And that's not typical. I mean, typically you see 40 to 50%?
In most magnet hospitals, yes. In the southern part of the state, it's more around 20 to 30.
Wow.
They don't have as many programs available.
You know, we all recognize how important education is, but you're able to link the level of education of our nurses back to the quality of care that's provided at the hospital.
That's true.
Right? Isn't there a lot of studies around
There
that?
are a lot of studies. As a matter of fact, in a lot of the work that's been done with staffing and staffing ratios, it's not necessarily the number of nurses, it's the qualifications of the nurse. So if you have a nursing body that's baccalaureate prepared, master's prepared, and certified, you will have better outcomes
Right.
and better working conditions.
So we have at the top our Doctor of Nursing,
Yes.
right? We have
Right.
7 or 8 folks
Right.
in our organization who have their Doctor of Nursing.
Right.
And we have kind of our entry-level bachelor's requirements, right?
Right.
And 85 to 89% of our nurses
Right.
already have their bachelor's degree.
Right.
Then what about the management staff? They also are advanced degrees also,
They
right?
are. As a matter of fact, all of our leadership has at least a master's. Magnet now requires that if you are in a leadership position, of course you must have a bachelor's.
Right.
And they're really pushing for masters. So again, we were affiliated with so many schools of nursing that it was almost a no-brainer
Right.
that our staff would become involved in those programs.
Sure.
We actually have a lot of our leadership that has relationships with the colleges that they're actually adjunct professors there too.
They're actually teaching also.
They're teaching there too.
So a really high level of nursing practice at Jersey City Medical Center.
It really does, and that's in our latest magnet survey. That's one thing they noted was the number of degrees and the evidence that's brought back to practice. A lot of the doctoral work and the master's work has been on projects or capstones that are involving practice in our organization. So
what's an example of that?
So, for instance, we deal with a lot of alcoholics, and we instituted something called CY. It's looking at the reduction of alcohol-related incidents with patients in our institution. And so there was a lot of work done by one of our nurses, actually the trauma director,
Right.
and she got her doctorate based on developing the CY protocols and instituting them. And she's been extremely successful. So that sort of work just kind of resonates throughout the institution.
And that's really a community-based initiative.
It's
I mean,
very
it's
much
not
community.
just what happens acutely in our hospital, but really how that's spread throughout the community.
It does. It really involves the whole community, and it's the assessment from the time they get to the emergency department, and then what you're going to do with those
Right.
patients throughout their entire stay, and hopefully when they're discharged.
Well, I firmly believe, as you know, have been very supportive of our magnet journey, but I believe that leads to terrific outcomes for our entire organization.
Right.
And the collaboration that it brings to our nursing staff, with our medical staff, and actually all the multidisciplinary team, I think is what differentiates us from so many different hospitals in New Jersey and kind of puts us at the top.
Right.
We just were notified that we have 12 consecutive A ratings by Leapfrog.
Right.
That doesn't come by accident.
Right.
Right? I mean, a lot of that is
Right.
what's driven through our magnet process.
As a matter of fact, it's easier to do the leapfrog, the grade A grades, if you are a magnet, because a lot of that criteria is already met.
So so the magnet criteria matches the
It actually
A
helps.
safety criteria.
Correct.
That's great.
And I think that we see that more and more. A lot of these regulating bodies are starting to dovetail in
into
so
the
that we're
magnet.
all looking at the
Right.
same
Right.
goals.
Great. We'll be right back. We're going to talk more about Magnet and what that means to you as a patient at Jersey City Medical Center.
The Jersey City Medical Center, you know it for its award-winning life-saving ambulance service. It's also your health hub, with health and wellness locations staffed with certified professionals all through Hudson County. The Jersey City Medical Center, here to help you with your healthy, here when you need us the most. The Jersey City Medical Center. Visit us on the net to learn more. Jersey City Medical Center, Robert Wood Johnson, Barnabas Health Facility. Let's be healthy together. It takes more than a state-of-the-art medical facility to make a great hospital. It takes a team of dedicated medical professionals. That's the Jersey City Medical Center, Hudson County's #1 hospital. Medical teams consisting of New Jersey's top doctors, Magnet Award-winning nurses, and accomplished hospital associates, all committed to your good health. That's what you have at the Jersey City Medical Center. Make Hudson County's #1 hospital your first choice. Visit us on the web at barnabashealth.org.
Meineke Car Care, conveniently located at 700 Tunnelly Avenue, Jersey City, half a mile north of County Road. Meineke bumper-to-bumper car care. Brakes, exhaust, oil change, wheel alignments, batteries, CV joints, and so much more. First-rate service at a price you can afford. All major cards accepted. Apply for a Meineke card. Meineke, Jersey City. Stop by and let Sammy check your brakes for free.
I'm here with Rita Smith, Dr. Rita Smith, I'm sorry. She is our Chief Nursing Officer at Jersey City Medical Center, our Senior Vice President for Nursing. So Rita, when I first came in 2008, we had a lot of things to figure out in terms of what needed to happen at Jersey City Medical Center.
Right.
But one of the things you quickly said to me very early on was that we wanted to be a magnet hospital. And so we started that journey, well, you probably even started before I came, but way back in 2008,
Right.
and had our first magnet survey in 2010. I'll never forget.
Right.
We took them to Starbucks that had just opened. Because one of the surveyors wanted a Starbucks.
Right.
So
Right.
no, we didn't bribe them so much, but we did get them Starbucks in the morning. So tell us why patients should feel good about us being a magnet hospital.
Well, it really lends a sense of confidence to patients because the magnet designation actually comes from the American Credentialing Center, American Nurses Credentialing Center, and it is the main credentialing center in the country for nursing certifications, nursing quality, and magnet designation. So it's an objective, nationally benchmarked criteria. And what's important, I think, for patients is that they know that if you've been on the journey for magnet, you've put in structures in place that are going to allow you to build quality outcomes. So it's all about building the structure and building the culture of quality, safety, and best current evidence practice.
Okay.
So that really is what leads to quality outcomes.
Right.
It really leads to collaborative practice, certainly between physicians and nurses and other professionals in the organization, and it leads to collaborative practice outside of the organization. So often we think that the way we do things in a hospital is the only way to do it.
Right.
And to break out of that and to look at how other institutions do it and how other institutions benchmark themselves is a very powerful tool.
Sure.
So I think that, as you remember when you first came here, it was all about quality.
Yes.
How do we build that quality structure? And I think with Magnet, the timing was just perfect because really what you were trying to put in place with the whole quality structure really mimicked in many ways where Magnet was trying to
So
go.
it's that synergy again, right?
It's all about synergy.
Right. That's really incredible. Now, we are the only magnet hospital in Hudson Union and Essex County, right? As of today. I know we have some of our sister hospitals who would love to become magnet. In fact, they come often and talk about that. But during the magnet survey, they recognized us for a couple of things during our most recent magnet survey. So we got designated in 2010, redesignated 4 years later, and then we're up for our second redesignation.
Correct.
And during this last time they were there, they mentioned a couple of things that they said were exemplary.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about what those were.
For Magnet to say that something that we are doing is exemplary means that we are better than they would expect for a Magnet hospital. And of all the hospitals in actually the world now, because Magnet's international, there are only about 430 Magnet hospitals. So for us to be an exemplar means that we go above and beyond what they would expect in a Magnet hospital. So we were recognized for a couple of things. One is our care and the collaborative care in our oncology service.
Okay,
They
so
said
patients with cancer.
Patients with cancer, and especially in the infusion center. What they found was that the physicians, the nurses, the navigators, it was just synergistic. It was like watching a symphony. They just, as they said, they didn't just know what they knew what the other discipline knew.
Right.
So they
a
were
real
always
collaborative team.
Collaborative, always on the same page. And especially in something like oncology, that makes for such better experience for the patient and better outcomes.
Sure.
We were also recognized, and we will submit this as another exemplar, is our stroke program, the stroke patient education and community education through our stroke program was noted to be an exemplar. And then there are some other notables that they think we should do some national presentations on. One is our NICU and the work that we've done with hepatitis C.
So our NICU is Neonatal Intensive Care Unit?
Neonatal Intensive Care Unit.
And what's the issue with hepatitis C?
It's really the work they've done around the hepatitis B vaccinations and work with the moms and babies, as well as our 4 years without eclampsia or a central line infection in our NICU. So throughout the organization, they found various areas where we were exemplar in the practice that we were exhibiting.
Right. Wow. That's so not only are we Magnet and one of the few Magnet designated hospitals in the area, I mean the only one in the area really, but they've also recognized us for the terrific work that you've done.
Correct.
In terms of being exemplary in many of these different areas.
Correct.
Now, we're the Level 3 Neonatal Intensive Care Unit, so tell us a little bit about what that means from a nursing perspective, and like what types of babies do we take care of in our NICU?
Well, there are different designations. Of course, the Level 2, a Level 1 is a regular nursery. Level 2 is somewhat sicker babies, and a lot of this goes by the birth weight of the baby and the weeks of gestation. And we're a Level 3, which means we can take care of any baby of any birth weight. The only thing that we wouldn't take care of is if the baby needs surgery, if there's cardiac surgery that needs, or the baby needs very high specialty treatment like ECMO, which is really a circulatory, ventilatory procedure. So our babies are as little as 24-week gestation.
Right.
They can be with us for 3 or 4 months. They are on ventilators. And actually, we have really very good outcomes for our babies in our NICU.
Right, 25, 26 weeks,
Yes.
we save these babies that are born?
We save these babies, and they come back for parties afterwards.
Right, we just had a big Halloween party,
just
right?
Had a Halloween party, and they come back.
So, just so everybody knows, every year at Halloween, we invite all of our NICU babies back. We have some kids who've been gone for 18 or 20 years that come back dressed up for our Halloween party.
Right.
So that's really, really great.
And it's really rewarding when you see these 24 and 26 weekers, and they come back a year later, and you know they're meeting all their milestones. So it's very rewarding.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. I just heard a patient testimonial about someone who had a baby in the NICU, and what a relationship they developed with the NICU nurse, who every day would call the mom to make sure the mom knew what was going on with the baby. You know, moms have to go back to work sometimes. That can sometimes be very stressful.
Right.
But I think because of the underlying Magnet status, that culture that you've created for nursing, the ability to drive that performance and understand how important it is to connect to patients, I think that's what those outcomes are all about.
I think it does, and it really, it's all about the culture you develop.
Right.
And I think that part of our Magnet method of care is patient-centered, family-focused.
Wow.
And I think that the nursing staff really believes that.
Right.
And they know that if they're going to improve outcomes, it's all about the family.
Right. Well, listen, we'll be right back. We're going to talk more about nursing at Jersey City Medical Center with Dr. Rita Smith.
Newport, the luxury waterfront community on the Hudson River, offers the quality of life you deserve in 10 high-rise rental towers with amenities such as the on-site Newport Path subway, light rail and ferry service, Newport Town Square, 3 playgrounds, dog run, upscale restaurants, retail giants like Sears, JCPenney, Macy's, and Target. Morton Williams Supermarket is just outside your front door. A health and fitness club, spa, skating rink, and medical facilities are also on site. NewportNJ.com. Enjoy the New York skyline from Newport Town Square. Manhattan is just one path stop away or quick ride through the Holland Tunnel. Nursery and private elementary schools all on site. 12-screen movie theater at the Newport Center Mall. Want to visit Newport? Stay at the Westin or Marriott Hotel. Go to NewportNJ.com for details. Newport has luxurious towers, great restaurants, shopping, New York skyline views, schools, playgrounds, a marina and yacht club, gym, spa, fine wine, fine living. It's incredible. It's you. NewportNJ.com. Newport, live like you want.
Welcome. We're back with Dr. Rita Smith, our Chief Nursing Officer and Senior Vice President for Nursing at Jersey City Medical Center, a 25-year employee who's, she's probably mad at me for saying she's been there for 25 years.
I'm a historian.
But yeah, right? No. You were a baby when you started.
I was
That's
a baby,
key,
that's right.
Anyway, we were talking about your role with Mabel in Magnet. So tell us a little bit about, not only are we a Magnet hospital, one of the only hospital in Hudson Union, Essex County, but you're also a leader within the Magnet organization itself.
That's true. We're lucky in the state of New Jersey because we have 27 Magnet hospitals. We have a density of Magnet hospitals that other states don't have. So about 8 years ago, actually we were just designated the first time, and some of the CNOs in the Magnet hospitals decided that we should form our own statewide organization because it would do a few things for us. It would be a really great opportunity to share best practices throughout the Magnet hospitals. It would give us an opportunity to learn from each other and, frankly, figure out the Magnet journey and process a little bit easier.
Right.
And it would help us to help other hospitals coming onto the Magnet journey. So we started an organization called the New Jersey Council of Magnet Organizations. And I'm the president of that this term.
Right.
And Dr. Mabel LaForgia is our Director of Practice and Magnet Program Director at Jersey City Medical Center, is the Vice President.
Okay.
So it's a very dynamic organization. It's really all about sharing best practices. And we've done publishing through there. We do research through that organization. So it allows us to collaborate with a lot of other hospitals in the state to get research done, to get best practices published and out there for nurses to follow.
So that's really, I mean, above and beyond what you would expect at a hospital like ours, right? I mean, it's to really have that level of leadership.
It is, and I think that we really are trying to take the state of New Jersey beyond where other states are.
Right.
We want to be a national leader. So I think this is a very good way to promote that.
Right.
We do a lot of work with ANCC in trying to work with them to get them to work with states on where we're going with Magnet.
So ANCC is the parent organization of Magnet, right?
Correct.
Of Magnet.
They're
and
the designating.
They actually give they're the designating organization who actually gives the Magnet Award.
Correct. Correct.
So tell me a little bit about how the staff feel about Magnet. I know, it's incredible how it builds an esprit de corps.
It does. Well, first of all, I think they're very proud to be a Magnet hospital, and I think that if you come to orientation at Jersey City Medical Center, you hear, it just resonates through, that nurses come to Jersey City Medical Center because we're a Magnet organization. Right. Again, we have an affiliation with a lot of the schools of nursing, and when they go out looking for jobs now, they look for Magnet organizations. Right. So I think they want to work in a Magnet organization, and I think our staff value it. I was so pleased during this survey because I had nothing to do. The staff simply ran the entire survey.
Yeah, they were.
I saw the surveyors at the end of the day.
They were like ninjas, you know? They were like ninjas. On top of everything, right?
So they explained everything. They took them everywhere. They met with hundreds of staff. And it was really the staff that just
ran that
took that entire survey and ran it. So you know you've matured in the process when the staff can just take it and do it.
I mean, and it's a good point about maturity in the process.
Yeah.
I mean, usually when you submit your magnet application, they send it back and have you revise it and revise it and revise it. I mean, what, the first time we sent it, they asked for a revision?
They did. We had, I think, 27 items to rewrite the first time.
Right.
I think there were 15 last time, and this time we went straight to survey.
Right. So we submitted our magnet application and went right to survey. That's so unusual.
It's very unusual.
Right. So it just goes to show about the maturity of the program.
Correct.
But yeah, you're right. So during the magnet survey, I never forget, we're going in for an interview, and as we walk in, they're like, give us your cell phone, and we'll give it back to you when you get out.
You're right.
And they weren't afraid to tell me or anybody else, no cell phones in the meeting.
Yes.
Right?
That's
so
true.
That's
true.
And they were very proud, very professional all through that process.
Yes, they were. And it's interesting because they want to stay involved.
Right.
And so we're finding ways now that we can get them very involved in some of our other quality and initiatives that we're taking on in the institution.
And so how do you go about that? So talk a little bit about really the basic structure, right? It's all about nurse empowerment and having councils that really focus on what's important for the hospital at the staff level.
Correct. The structure for Magnet needs to have a staff empowerment structure. So at Jersey City Medical Center, we have a series of councils. So there's quality and safety, there's nurse and staff engagement, there's professional practice, which is really the leading council. We have an ambulatory council. They all meet with me once a month as the chairs of those councils. But they are self-regulating councils. They make recommendations. They determine where we need to go. And even for things that are going to cross over with physicians, nothing goes to MedExec for their approval for policies unless it's gone through professional practice.
Okay.
So everything that has to do with clinical practice in the institution goes through those councils.
Right.
So in order to set up that structure, they have to have a sense of control over their work environment. And I think that it takes a while to develop that for them to really trust.
Right.
It really becomes a trusting relationship, that leadership understands what they need and that we trust them to do it.
Right.
And, you know, once they know that they've got that empowerment, they just take it and run with it.
Right. You can see it. You can feel it.
It's a wonderful thing to watch.
So does every unit have their own council?
Every unit has a unit practice council, and then once a month they meet at their parent councils.
Right.
And there's just a free exchange of what is going on, what should be going on, what policies they want to bring forward, what changes in practice, and whatever else is going on. So it's very dynamic.
Yeah, it's you can feel it, and when you're at the hospital, you really can feel what a difference that makes.
Yeah, they can speak to it.
Well, we're very excited to have you, obviously, as our Chief Nursing Officer. Rita is also the historian for Jersey City Medical Center. One of the reasons why Jersey City Medical Center is what it is today is because of your leadership, and we can't thank you enough for that.
Thank you.
Right, and really building that esprit de corps that changes the mission, vision, and values of what you're trying to accomplish at Jersey City.
Well, I think it's, again, as you said, it's the synergy.
Right.
And, you know, it's having nursing have synergism with our overall strategic plan or the values of the organization.
Right. Great.
So.
Well, thank you. I hope you enjoyed our time with Dr. Rita Smith, our Chief Nursing Officer, and we will see you next time.